Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about probably the most common topic, the favorite topic of everybody, which is a duplicate legendary system. Meaning, if you pull a legendary you already have, what can you do with it? And currently in the game, there is no system for this. However, what we're going to talk about today is the little tiny bit of insider information that I have when it comes to the duplicate system, okay? And I'm going to share that. On top of it, what we're going to be talking about is the things that a duplicate system could be implemented into. Like if they add it into the game, what could it be? And that's the other thing we got added into is if they add it in the game too, because I've been told they are going to add it in the game as of, this is the insider information here, which isn't really that big, but it says here on 09/03/2019, I don't want to call this person out by name, but this was a DM with a fairly high up there representative in Raid Shadow Legends, and they said on 09/03/2019, I said, my account's not so hot here. You should see how many duplicates I have, talking about legendaries with a frowny face. And this person says, we actually have plans about duplicates. This is 09/03/2019. And this is directly inferring to legendaries. So this would be what, September of last year. Unfortunately, it's been a minute. It's been, what we got here? It's been about 8 months. Since this, eight and a half months since this comment. So whether or not that's still in the works, I don't know. Now, if we go back and we look at the actual in-game news update and Q&A that we had here, I'm going to pull that up now. Yeah, and here it is. Here is all this. And yeah, none of these even mention the duplicates. This was, when was this posted? 27th of March here. We had this Q&A and none of the duplicate systems were posted. So this is what, 7 months, 8 months? Yeah, 7 months after that comment in the Q&A update, you know, where they would mention this, and these are all the things that could potentially be coming to the game that were asked about the most. There's nothing. There's no mention of this here further. I haven't seen anything being talked about duplicate legendary system, and it's a highly talked about thing within our content creator feedback chat. And unfortunately, down the pipeline, we haven't got any more information on this. So as it stands now, my friends, the way it's starting to look is there's no duplicate system in the works. So a few of the wordings that I've seen from some of these people have said, like, when we figure out what we want to do, things like that, which means it's still in the planning phase. As we know, if Faction Wars was still in the planning phase, it would take a year until it's implemented, right, or something. So we're probably looking into 2021 before we get a duplicate legendary system. And if we do get one, we also have to kind of figure out what could that actually look like. Now, there's some other games that I've been playing that have like a converting system. For instance, if we go in here and we look, like I have multiple Tilas, right? We just pulled third Tila here on the Almighty Chase for Dracomorph. Now, there would be a system where if you've opened 300 shards, then it says, okay, now you can convert one legendary, like stacks up a secondary currency that just tells you how many shards you've opened. And then when you've hit a certain amount, you can set, trade that currency and re-rolls it into a random legendary. You can still get the same legendary. You can get another duplicate, something, but you have to open like 300 shards before this happens, right? Which makes it, I won't say like, balanced, but it makes it where it's not abusable, okay? Now, the reason why I believe we may end up never actually seeing any sort of duplicate system at all is because if you look at the amount of duplicates we're talking here for people like me who spend large amounts of money in the game, right? And trust me, you guys only see me spending large amounts of money because I'm the content creator. For every one of me, there's 10 people that are much larger whales than me spending even more money that have more duplicates. And the reason that I'm bringing this up is because you're going to see I have a lot of duplicates, right? 5 Nethros, Arrow, Gurgo, right? These are all duplicates, right? These are all of these are duplicates and everything. I got a lot of duplicates in here. I've built like 3 Richtoffs, 3 Macabs. You know what I mean? Multiple, like there's a lot of duplicates, okay? That's the idea, is that the amount of money they would be losing instantly as soon as this duplicate system comes out. Because imagine, I would re-roll 4 Nethros. So I would re-roll 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Well, maybe I wouldn't do Valkyrie. 18, 19, 20. I have 2 of these, so 21. I mean, I'm not even going to keep going because I have a lot. I would gain probably 30, maybe 40 new legendaries like that, right? And if they did the system of like you had to open shards or something, all the previous people who had all these legendaries would still have to open shards because you're not going to get the currency retroactively in order to do it. So that's my suggestion. It's like every 300 shards, kind of like Calabria Crystal Guardians, every like 200, 100, whatever, however so many shards you get a chance to reroll a legendary. Like we need that system soon for the giant wows. Now, this doesn't do like a whole ton to help out people in terms of like free to play or the smaller spinners. So what can we do for them? Because things like duplicate epics can be really, really feeling bad. You know, what if it was like 300 shards, you get a reroll legendary, but you could spend 100 and reroll an epic, right? Then it's like most people are going to want to save for when they do get a legendary dupe. But if you opened 100, you could reroll an epic if you're like a free to play person or something and manage to get 100 ancient shards and you really want a chance at another Tyrell. It doesn't have to be crazy. You know, and you could re-roll that multiple times, you know, maybe. There's ways to do it, is what I'm saying. And this video is basically saying, if you're waiting for a duplicate legendary system, it's probably not coming at all. Because the way I'm looking at these other games and the way it impacts these other games, like economies in terms of how people actually feel about legendaries, like in the other games I play, when you get a legendary, it doesn't feel as impactful because you can re-roll or it's easier to get a legendary, etc. And I think they're really trying to stick hard to that same philosophy, you know, of it's extremely hard to get a character. Because the reality of the fact is, if they came in with the converting thing, all I would really have to do is convert 5 or 6 of my duplicates and then potentially get, you know, a Dracomorph, or I could convert the Voids until I got a, you know, a Venus. There's not that many Void legendaries. So there would have to be some stipulations on it to make it balanced. But I do feel like the duplicate legendary system is something that would instantly change the game, you know, and there's multiple ways to do it. Like, there's another way to do it too, which is like, for instance, in the game 7 Deadly Sins, after you open so many shards, you're guaranteed to get a legendary. So it isn't even that you get to re-roll one as much as you're guaranteed one after a certain point. So, you know, you get tickets where it's like a guaranteed ticket pull, where it's kind of like a shard that only pulls legendary, stuff like that too. So there's other ways that I feel like we could go about with a duplicate legendary system. You could straight up copy another game. I mean, you could come up with your own where like a legendary gives you, you know, like 3 sacred shards. There's other ways to do it. Unfortunately, I believe as it stands in the current moment, we're probably not going to see a duplicate legendary system into 2021, I would think, if they're currently working on it. I could be totally wrong. They could be coming out with large scale content, but I think at the moment they're probably working on content. I would imagine Void Tower is probably something they're hard in their works on. It looks like Tag Team Arena is coming fairly soon as well. So these are a few things that they're most likely kind of got their nose to the grindstone on at the moment. And I'm hoping we see some more infrastructure / duplicate legendary, duplicate epic, things of that nature come out soon. The other thing that would be really nice is maybe the campfire can do something. Like, what if we took the legendaries and you could place them into the campfire and turn them into like 5 5-star chickens? What if you could do that, right? Where it's like you can cook yourself a legendary and get 5 5-star chickens, or, you know, maybe that's overpowered, but I feel like there's other ways we could do this too, where you don't have to just devalue the legendary system. You could also turn them in, you know, they don't have to be completely useless. And when we post something, it would be nice to have the option to make that into something else. So that way, if it's a newer player too, and let's say they pull a really bad legendary right off the bat that they just don't really have a use for because they have a few good epics, they could turn that bad legendary into some chickens, which might be a debatable use in the beginning, you know? There's a few options like that, okay? Let me know your ideas, because the community is bigger than just me. So what are your guys' ideas in terms of how to solve the duplicate system? Not even necessarily duplicate legendary, but just duplicate. I'd be interested to hear it. Maybe your duplicate epics turn into 2 4-star chickens or something. I don't know. Maybe you already have the character on the index and the campfire does something, huh? Maybe you complete the entire index and suddenly the campfire turns on. Maybe no one's completed the index yet. Maybe 900 IQ. But let me know what your guys' ideas are. And also, big shout out and thank you to everyone who's showed up on the first hashtag live at Reset stream. That was fantastic. I'm live every day at Reset. If you want to know when I'm live, just look at your Potion Keep dungeon. If it says, you know, 8 hours to the next one or whatever, that's when I'm live. But if it says like 22 hours, it means I'm probably live right now, right? I go live on Reset every day. So shout out to all the people that showed up. We had a really big supportive stream. I'm excited to do it every day because I love seeing the community. And to be honest, we have some of the most like supportive, hilariously nice pod members, that we have a really good channel. And I want to thank you guys for that, as well as all the subs we've got lately. If you look at the analytics, we've got like 1,000 subs in 4 days or something crazy. So thanks for that. I love you all, and I'll see you on the next live stream.